How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all the triple debut. We're going to be using Ichiro, Suzuki, Albert Pujols, and Mike Trout in these ranked seasons games here coming up, and we're getting right into it. We have Ichiro in the leadoff spot, leading off the game with a line out to left field, kind of a pop fly in between line drive and pop fly. Definitely a pretty good swing there. We have Mike Trout in the second spot, as well as Albert Pujols in the 4 spot. So kind of mixing some guys up. I also kept Babe Ruth in the lineup. I thought about using, Ted Williams or Babe Ruth. Thought about not using either one of those guys and mixing up my outfield a little bit, but I have Willie Mays on the bench in this one, so that is kind of interesting. It's the first time I've done that before since unlocking him, and kind of wanted to mix it up, try it out something different. So we do have Zach Greinke on the mound. We're facing the Signature Series Adam Wainwright, and Willie Mays goes deep against Greinke in the very first inning. He starts it off with a 1-0 lead, and that's not the worst thing in the world. I usually start by losing the game. I'm usually down in the game early on. This is actually the first ranked seasons game of this season that I've played that I have not scored in the first inning, or had an opportunity to score with a guy on base, a guy in scoring position, and give up the lead. It's usually like this for most of ranked seasons, but for this season I am 4-0. I've scored early on in the game, and I've gotten off to a pretty good lead early on in the game, like I mentioned. But anyway, Albert Pujols in his debut at bat is hitting a ground ball right to the shift. The shortstop is playing right there. Hard hit ball for sure. But so far in this one, I felt like I was just barely off the ball. I felt like I was getting unlucky at times, hitting the ball right to his fielders. He's making some diving plays. I felt like I squared up a couple pitches or barely just missed them, got him off the end of the bat, like this one. That could have resulted in extra base hits in the gap or home runs if we were playing at a different field, or if I square the ball up a little bit better. But here's the first defensive opportunity for Albert Pujols. He knocks that one down, so probably saves it from being a double in that situation, but that kind of sparks a rally. He's got one down. Frank Thomas up at the plate. He has been able to hit the outside pitch pretty well, and we get a double play ball. I started by throwing to first, throw cancel, throw it to second. Jackie Robinson is back in the lineup playing second base, and he makes that double play work. Anyway, Mike Piazza is smacking one to right field. I felt like I got this one, hit it the other way perfectly, maybe just a slightly under that one. Anyway, Christian Yelich does rob me of a base hit, and it would have kind of changed the game. Jackie Robinson goes deep with his very first home run on the squad, kind of making his return into the lineup. I was trying to get some gameplay with him, trying to mix it up with my second baseman. I have kind of used Alomar, I've used Hornsby, and I've used Jackie Robinson recently. But there's Ichiro with his first base hit on the squad. 1 for 2, getting the inning going. Continuing on a 2-out rally. I just dropped the PCI there, did not quite get it up with Mike Trout up and inside. That's a pitch that a lot of people are going to be throwing you. If you have that Mike Trout, or fastballs up and in, it can definitely be effective if you're looking to try and turn on a pitch and you don't quite get the PCI up there in time. Anyway, JT Realmuto starts up this inning with a late base hit the other way, just out of the reach of Jackie Robinson. I tried to throw him out at first base with Ichiro, just trying to show off that arm. But keep in mind what happens here. Base hit from Adam Wainwright. So right now I got the guy out at second, back pick, dives, goes right through him, and don't get the out there. Now let's see what happens in this inning. So that out is huge. one down with the guy on first changes the entire inning. Ichiro hits this one off the base, results in a single, and I couldn't even find the baseball on that. It was on the white line, and after it hit the base, I had no idea where it was. He knocks in a couple runs here with Willie Mays. Willie Mays has been the killer in this game so far. All 3 runs coming from him, as well as some guys on base. He did have a couple RBIs in that single, but this really sparked the inning. Nobody down in the inning. I can't really seem to get an out in this situation. We got 2 of the ground balls that we would have needed in that situation, but they resulted in hits. We get the following ground ball that results in an inning-ending double play, which is huge. If he hits a grand slam right there, pretty much depletes any chance for me coming back in this game. But it is nice to kind of get rewarded in a very similar way. We get a nice late base hit off the third base bag. Nolan Arenado is unable to make that play at third base, who has robbed me a couple times, or robbed me at least earlier in this game with Mike Trout. But we have Albert Pujols up. I could not have put a better swing on this one, I do not believe. Felt like I was sitting on that pitch, low and inside sinker. Felt like I squared it up perfectly, just did not quite get the launch angle I was looking for, and it results in an out. Next batter, Honus Wagner. is also hitting a line drive to left field. I had an opportunity there after getting the leadoff guy on. We have 2 down in the inning now with Lou Gehrig, and he smacks one up the middle. So we're getting the bottom half of our lineup up to the plate with guys on base, guys in scoring position. Jackie Robinson hit that home run earlier in the game, but Mike Piazza is batting just before him. I popped up this curveball. I have missed a few curveballs up until this point. I think I missed one with Babe Ruth earlier in this game, about the 4th inning, and then I missed that one right there with Mike Piazza. So that kind of comes back to play. And in the next half inning, though, we get one with Ichiro, smacking one out with the guy on second. The clutch attribute is activated. He hits a no-doubter, a home run in his very first game. So that's nice to see from Ichiro. He does have a very glitchy swing and got a good pitch to hit in that last at-bat. Mike Trout lines out to center, trying to fast forward through some of the action in this game, trying to just include a lot of crucial plays there. Mike Trout gets his first defensive play in center field. We have Albert Pujols coming up to the plate to start this inning off. 0-2 count. I felt like I could really hit anything with this card. He has a very big PCI, has amazing hitting stats, and plays well above a 99 overall card. I just didn't really get too much success with him so far in this video. I've been just barely off the ball the times I have been on it. I mean, I didn't get rewarded. I grounded out. I lined out in the second at-bat, and then, of course, that third one right there, I just missed it, but rolled over hit. Sometimes those result in base hits down the third baseline. But I want you to keep in mind what happens right here. That was a pretty good pitch. That curveball I wanted below the zone. It was a very important count. The pitcher was on deck. There was 2 outs. I wanted to try and get him to chase, and he ends up missing the spot there just barely. I missed with good input, and he hit it out for a 3-run shot. That has been the difference of this game so far. That swing, along with Willie Mays tacking on a few RBIs himself. But for the most part, I mean, I felt like I was right in this game. Down by 4, Ichiro makes it a 3-run deficit with that base hit. He's definitely clutched up in his debut, ripping 3 for 4 ball game with a home run, a couple base knocks so far in this one. But top of the 9th inning, down to my last 3 outs, I had a pretty rough 8th inning. I got kind of frustrated. I made some frustrated swings. I was having a difficulty, getting some base hits to fall in, having some tough times with some good squared up hits, not really resulting in good squared up. It was more like good okay, lower exit velocity type things. But anyway, down to the last out, we do get the base hit with Ichiro. So we have the tying run coming up to the plate, and it is indeed Mike Trout. An 0-0 count. He brought in Wade Davis, and I felt like I was just off that one. He rips it down the line, robbed by Nolan Arenado. I think it would have been a foul ball anyway. Would have been really nice to hit the game-tying home run with Mike Trout in that situation. But, however, we take the loss. We lose about 30-something points, move down to about 740, 730-something in the DS division. If I won both of the games that I was trying to play on my live stream today, then I had a chance to make it into the CS. However, after losing that first one, we're going to look to try and get those points that we just lost right back. We got a base knock with Mike Trout, and this is pretty much sums up exactly how the stream's been going. I tried to get aggressive with the hit and run. I hit the ball directly where the second baseman or shortstop is covering second base. It results in an out, and it would have been a base knock. Now, following inning, Ichiro gets one to Ichiro, and he missed that one completely. Botches it out there in right field. I think somewhat it was my route on the first one. This one I didn't really think I had a chance to catch, but we get the same animation 2 times in a row from a diamond fielder out there, 96 fielding Ichiro, and not the greatest start, but he is a great hitter. He does get the job done at the plate, and should be all right for me on the defensive side. I'm not really sure what happened. I might have had a bad route twice right there. I think if I would have got behind the ball a little bit better, then I would have made the play. But Ichiro has really stepped up, honestly been the best hitter in this entire video for my team, and makes perfect sense. He's my favorite player of all time. It's not like I am trying him out for the first time, if that makes sense, because I've used the other Ichiro Suzuki. I haven't really used Live Series Mike Trout that often, or the Flashback Pujols at all. So those cards are kind of brand new for me. I am using Albert Pujols after smacking a base hit with Mike Trout. He goes deep, so kind of a good debut video. Just didn't really get the gameplay throughout. If I would play better in the first game, then we would be there wouldn't be anything going on in this video. We take an L though, so that's kind of the one downside to this one. However, we do get a couple home runs with some of the guys we're trying out. Home run with Ichiro, home run with Albert Pujols. We're missing that home run with Mike Trout. It would have been really nice to get that to tie up the game, like I said earlier. But anyway, kind of just fast forwarding through this one, not too much action. Albert Pujols has been the player of the game so far with that 2-run shot earlier. Does have a chance to get something going here in the top of the 9th inning. Starting off the top of the 9th, he is down to his last 3 outs, needs to score 3 runs, and Pujols launches that one to left field. It was also a cutter, so I'm not sure if I got it off the end of the bat. I thought I got that one similar to the home run earlier in the game, but it does result in a fly out. We end up winning that game, getting the points back, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Some mishaps on defense, some lineouts, and that's going to happen in MLB The Show, but for the most part, pretty good games, some good games from the opponents as well, and I felt like it was a lot of fun to play. Appreciate everyone tuning in to the live stream, and hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving. Peace out, everybody.